We get this 2019 Ford Mustang 5.0, and we're gonna put this Voomkey steering wheel on it. And it has this pretty questionable instruction sheet. So what we gotta do is take off that steering wheel, figure out where all these wires go. It's a Bluetooth, I think, module that wirelessly connects to this screen. Has the shift lights, display stuff going on, pretty cool. And we're gonna figure out all this wiring, so let's get to it. Disconnect the negative battery cable. Use a long skinny screwdriver, find a hole on each side, put it in, you'll feel a little spring at the end. Want to miss the wires. You push the screwdriver in. Disconnect these two plugs from the airbag. Pull this gray plug. Pull this gray plug too. There'd be this one and this one up here. And use a 24mm socket on an impact to zip out that bolt. Then you can wiggle it off. There you go. So I wanted to bench test this real quick because the instructions are not very clear at all. This blue wire really doesn't seem to do anything. I'm not sure what it's for, and it says stuff that's kind of English in there, but generally speaking, the red and black wire, positive and ground, does give it power. It'll turn on temporarily saying welcome, the LEDs will light up, and it'll go black. Then if you hold the button right here, right here and right here at the same time for about 6 seconds, then it'll go into matching mode. So I do know it has power, and it's looking for the signal to this communications box. And once I have this hooked up through the OBD port underneath the driver's dash panel, then it should have power to connect to that. And I'm thinking this red wire should be on ignition power, not constant battery power. So we're gonna look, now that we have the steering wheel torn apart inside, I'm gonna hook up the battery again and test all these wires in there and see which one has a positive. It looks like we're pulling 0.02 amps, so nothing crazy. It shouldn't affect any circuit that's in there if we tap off of it, but let's see what we got. Before I test the power, I realized I need to go off this plug, so I'm gonna transfer all this stuff to the new wheel, and in the middle of the process, probably be able to have this separated and test. We're not gonna wanna do anything on the airbag system, but likely either the paddle shifters or the steering wheel control buttons will have a ignition power that'll be constant that we can utilize to tap into for the steering wheel power. And then the ground can actually be on the steering wheel itself, or we can utilize, if there's a constant ground on this, we can test as well. Start disassembling, taking this piece off the top with the 3 screws holding it on, these little ones right here. You can take off all the exposed screws, and then you can use a trim removal tool to pop off this piece from inside right here, and the same for the 2 control buttons on each side. You just pop them off right here and right here. You can access the rest of the screws to start disassembling the whole thing and transferring it over. Before I plug in everything back again, I'm going to utilize these outlet wires on the steering wheel to test on the car. The last piece to be taken off is that plastic back cover. I have both of the steering wheels sitting here right now, ready to transfer over the entire wiring harness. What you're gonna do is swap everything, take these pieces, everything. The wiring on this side, on the new one, is a little bit different. There's the pre-existing steering wheel heater wires, which on the original come out of the bottom spoke and get bolted to this little support piece. And then there's the steering wheel sensor for the heat. This one comes out the side, so we're gonna have to find a good routing for this, but at least it has it, which is nice. And then we're gonna transfer over these components. I think it's just whatever this is. Honestly, don't know what that is. But I'm gonna go ahead and test this wiring harness out. Just keep in mind how it goes in there so you can bring it back properly to this one. But let's go figure out which power wire to take. So we got the wiring harness plugged in. What we do know is we have the horn here. We're gonna test everything with the battery plugged in, but the vehicle off first to see if we have any battery positive constant, and then we'll turn the key on, engine not running, and test if we have any reliable 12-volt power from there. All right, got it all tested. It seems as on this plug, don't know what number it is, but where all those yellow wires are, I'll point it out. There's a bundle of yellow wires coming out right here. those like 2 or 3 yellow wires all get 12-volt ignition power, and they turn off once the screens and everything all turn off. It takes a couple seconds, but that'll be our power wire for the steering wheel. And then these black wires bundled up at the top left right here in that spot, those could be used as a ground in case we can't find a ground on the steering wheel itself. So I'm gonna get over, start swapping everything over and plugging everything in and getting this installation done. All right, so this is my plan of action. I took the original plug on the harness, popped out this red restrictor plate, and then used a little flathead to pop out the safety pin holding this wire in, which goes next to the black and brown wire, just up above it right there. I'm going to take these wires, feed them through this hole so they're in the proper spot, cut the red wire to length, and I'm going to solder the end of it to just the spot, point it out, just to the spot right here, so that then I can put the pin back in and make it really clean and nice. If you don't have these tools or want to do this, you could get like a little vampire clip on the yellow wire, or take off some of the shielding, wrap the red around it, solder it, and tape it up. But I just think this is cleaner. And I'll do the same thing with the ground wire on the double ground up there. So everything's just nice and together, and it's perfect. And then this blue wire I'll just cut short and heat shrink the end off so it's not touching anything, and assemble this all. All right, so this is what I did. I took one of the yellow wires coming off the plug and one of the black ones, and I used a little razor blade to take off the shielding, and then I cut the red and black wires to length and wrapped it around, soldered it, and then wrapped it with some Tessa wrap, and then rebundled the kit with the wiring loom bundle cloth. I had some extra, got that on Temu actually, it's pretty good stuff. So now it's pretty much wired up, looks good, and I can get everything back together and route this stuff. I'll show you when I have it together, and then I'll install it. All right, before I get too far, I'll show you where I'm at. The ribbon cables that come from underneath these areas of the steering wheel from this aftermarket setup, I had to run behind and over in between. You can kind of see what I did here. Then it runs up top here, and I have some of the wires coming out. Let's see if we can see on the back. Like this. Hopefully this will work. Not sure yet, but we'll see. There's not many places to put it. All right, got it all in. Before I finish the installation and torque down this steering wheel bolt, I'm gonna check to see if we do have proper power. So I got the key in here. I'm gonna turn this on. And that's it. So that was correct. So then after this, torque this to 35 foot-pounds, put this, or unplug the battery, put the airbag back in, and then we're gonna install the communications box with the OBD port. All right, I'm jumping in on this video real quick because I quickly realized that the wire we're using with the yellow in there that I marked before, that actually only has power when this daylight sensor doesn't see sun. So as soon as I pulled this out of the garage, everything turned off. And so did the lights, and just didn't work. So you could only be using it at night. And unfortunately, I went further into this. There's 2 other pins on here that do have 11 volt out of 12, and those are actually for communication with the ECU and BCM. So those are out of the question. And there's no option here, however, unless you want to eliminate your heater control, heated steering wheel. I'll get to that in a second. There's no other option here. So I'll show you where I tracked down through the steering column a wire bundle down here where the light is, and I'm going to be cutting the supply power line to the lights on this steering wheel, and I'll be giving it 12 volt ignition power, separate from the controlled power through the BCM and everything. So the only downside of that is anytime your car is on, these steering wheel lights will be on, no matter what. You can't get rid of that, because then this will be powered also. So that's the one downside. However, if you bought the model without a heated steering wheel, or you do not want to use the heated steering wheel, you can use the power of the heated steering wheel for this system. But it will go through the control of your heated steering wheel, where I don't even know where that is. However you turn that heated steering wheel on, that will trigger the power to this. So that is an option, which is a lot simpler because you'll just take these two red and black power ground for this system. So I'll show you underneath real quick. We are looking for, there's a wire bundle. Hopefully I can get a good view in here. There's a wire bundle coming from the steering column. Where am I looking right now? 1 second. Okay, you see this wire bundle that I have removed the electrical tape from just in the center of this picture. It's a handful of wires that are wrapped up that go up into the steering column. It's the only one going that direction. You want to remove that electrical tape and look for a violet and gray stripe wire. And I'll show you through here which one it is. So there is that, can we focus on it? That's a question. Let's see. Yeah, there's that one wire to the far right. It's a light purple, almost a pink, with a gray stripe on it. See, there's one other purple in here with a white stripe. It looks similar, but you're looking for, it's literally a light gray and almost a pinkish purple. We'll be cutting that and taking the wire half that's closest to you or me and feeding that with a fused ignition power source we'll find in the fuse panel inside the interior. Or if you want to make it easy on yourself and you're just doing it quick and simple, there is a 12-volt ignition power on this OBD. You can just jump it to and you know, unplug, plug, whatever you want. That's that. So I'm going to show you the right way, and that's through the fuse panel. So I'll get to that. All right, I got all the wiring set up properly to give a proper ignition power source. Let me show you what I did real quick. Under the passenger footwell panel, I removed this plastic cover temporarily. And on the top right, it's actually the steering wheel heater fuse. It's 20 amp. I put a add fuse in it on the top right, the yellow. You can see that add fuse. Ran that wire up across, and that runs through. There's a nice poke through there to the other side. And on the other side, I cut that violet gray wire, and you'll be able to see, hopefully, again, through here, right there. I already bundled up that wiring shielding that I cut off, but there's just a male to female terminal connector. Simple way to do it, just in case it wants to be switched back to original. So there's a way to unclip it without cutting solder and everything. And that's the wire that runs up through here to the original setup I showed you, coming off those yellow wires on the pins. So we keep this all the same as before. We're just cutting at the bundle down there to add 12-volt ignition power. And so far it works. What I'm gonna do is put this all back together, take it outside, drive around for a second, make sure that that stays on. And then the rest of this video will show you finishing this up. All right, so I have no idea this instructions manual and everything, how to use it. I'm assuming that based on how it's written and said that we have to hold these buttons and it'll connect. So I'm gonna turn the power on. All I have is it plugged into the OBD. I don't even have whatever this thing is. It says to the speaker supply or something. I don't know. So also these USBs and stuff, no idea. Maybe this is just like a little Arduino thing, but it doesn't mention that at all. So what we're gonna do, let's see what happens. Turn it on real quick. Let's do the steering wheel thing. Oh, cool. So this thing blinked once, and now this is connected. So I guess we can go through stuff. There we go. Let's see what we got. I guess it's changing stuff. Okay. Engine something percentage boost, which we don't have yet. I think this guy's going to be doing a supercharger, which would be sweet. What are these things? Oh. Hold on. All right, so this, here, let me close the door. Can't even hear me. So the steering wheel will turn on when you turn the accessory power on, but it will only stay on for about maybe 30 seconds, and it auto shuts off if it's not receiving any information from the ECU through the OBD. So if you turn the car on, this automatically turns on and connects, no problem, and it reads out. You can switch through stuff with the left button here. If you hold the left button, it'll get you to your options, I think. Yeah, and then you can cycle through, I think left and right, yeah, with these. And then to choose it, you hold down the right button. So let's see what this is. Choose the colors, turn signal stuff, brightness. Then you hold the right button down to choose stuff. I think the left button goes back. And then keep holding it. Choose that again. There's lap time stuff, which is pretty cool. Timers and things. This is fuel mileage, I guess. RPM. Yeah, just about everything you need. As far as the communications box goes, I have it placed right here. If for any reason it needs to be, like, I don't know, updated or plugged in or whatever, but I got a zip tie, it's not making any noise, pretty clean, and wiring up, bundled away. If you ever take this to get inspected, I would probably recommend unplugging that OBD connection and leaving it to the factory one, because they might just freak out and think you're trying to cheat emissions or something weird. So hope this video helped. If you have any questions, leave them below. I'm glad this worked out. Be sure to like, subscribe, and comment if you had any questions. Thank you.